There we go. Welcome to Bookmas. I'm wearing my Christmas jammies. You can't see them, but little Christmas trees and doggies all over the Christmas pants and on the shirt we have Christmas kitty and a doggy that says naughty and nice on it. But this is I know this is the 3rd of December, so I missed the first and the second. But we're going to start this with my November wrap up. So in all, I read a total of 9 books, and I read a total of 4,539 pages. For contemporary romance, I read seven contemporary romances, 2 young adult fantasy romances, and my average star rating was a 5 because I gave all of these a 5 star that I read. I loved every single one of them. So, some of these only 3 of these I have in physical copy. The rest of them I read on my Kindle. So I got images of most of the books so I can put them up here as I talk about them. Okay, so for the first book that I read was Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. It's part of the Vancouver Storm series. It's a hockey romance series. Think I don't remember exactly what couple this one was about now. I'd have to look it up, but like I said, it's Behind the Net, Stephanie Archer. This one was 424 pages. I know this one was about a guy and well, a man and a woman. The man's a hockey player. They went to high school together, him and this girl. He needed a personal assistant. She got hired as his personal assistant. And so they end up together. I just can't remember their names. But that was that one. And then for my second book, I read the second book in the Vancouver Storm series called The Fake Out. Um, I can't really remember what the story behind this one is. This one was 428 pages, and I gave this one a 5 star rating also. I'm trying to remember who this one was about, but I know it was a guy and a girl, and the girl really didn't like the guy at the start. And I think it was like a fake dating trope, and then it turned into real dating. So I think that's what that one was about. Then the third book that I read in November was The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. This one I know the guy and the girl are best friends, and she was engaged to another guy on a different hockey team, and she was with that guy for 8 years, but she's also been best friends with this guy for 8 years. And she breaks up with her fiance after he proposes, moves in with her best friend, the guy here, and she starts wanting to go out on dates after like a month after breaking up with her fiance. And she wants her best friend to be her wingman to teach her how to be a player and all that. And instead, he's trying to keep her from going out on dates by making her date him for practice. And so that is the trope of that book. It's really good. Now, the next two books I do have in the physical form. I read Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This was 517 pages. This is part of the Empyrean series, and it's more or less, let's see, says, I'll read you the trope on the inside. 20-year-old Violet Sorrengale was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now the commanding general, also known as her toughest Talon's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre, dragon riders. But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away because dragons don't bond to fragile humans. They incinerate them. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter, like Xaden Riorson, the most powerful and ruthless wing leader in the Riders Quadrant. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yet with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly. The kingdom's protective wards are failing, and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Friends, enemies, lovers, everyone at Basgiath War College has an agenda, because once you enter, there are only two ways out: graduate or die. So this one was a really good book. I loved it. And then I read the second book in the series, Iron Flame, which they are coming out with the third book. Comes out on January 21st of next year. The third book is going to be called Onyx Storm. But this was the second book in the Empyrean series. So you can order Onyx Storm now as a pre-release. That way you'll be guaranteed to get it. They have them on for pre-release on Amazon and on the Walmart website, I know. This one, Iron Flame, is 640 pages. I've rated it a 5 star also. It's also by Rebecca Yarros. This one, the little synopsis on the inside said everyone expected Violet to die during her first year at the War College, Violet included. But threshing was only the first impossible test meant to weed out the weak-willed, the unworthy, and the unlucky. Now the real training begins, and Violet's already wondering how she'll get through. It's not just that it's grueling and maliciously brutal, or even that it's designed to stretch the writer's capacity for pain beyond endurance. It's the new vice commandant who's made it his personal mission to teach Violet exactly how powerless she is, unless she betrays the man she loves. Although Violet's body might be weaker and frailer than everyone else's, she still has her wits and a will of iron. And leadership is forgetting the most important lesson Basgiath has taught her. Dragon riders make their own rules. But a determination to survive won't be enough this year, because Violet knows the real secret hidden for centuries at Basgiath War College, and nothing, not even dragon fire, may be enough to save them in the end. So That one was a really good book too. I gotta put these back up on my shelf when we get done. The third, well, that was the fifth book I read. The sixth, seventh, and eighth book I read were all from the Knock 'em Out series by Lucy Score. They were, let me get the image up. The Things We Never Got Over, Things We Hide from the Light, and Things We Left Behind. These are all small town romances. Each one of them follows a different couple, so you can read them as independent, but I liked reading them in order. They were really good. I think I just ordered Things We Left Behind. I'm not sure which one I just ordered, so it should be in the mail in a couple of days with another. I'm gonna have a small book haul video to do for y'all for Bookmas, but all three of those were really good. I read all those. They were all 5 stars. I read all those on my Kindle. The Things We Never Got Over was 512 pages. The Things We Hide from the Light was 594 pages. And Things We Left Behind was 592 pages. All very good. Like I said, you'll love them. They're kind of like Grumpy Sunshine, Small Town Romance. Really, really good. The last book I read in November is my second Emily Henry book, Funny Story. And this one, I'll read you the synopsis on the inside. It's a funny story. Daphne always loved the way her fiance Peter told their story, how they met on a blustery day, fell in love over an errant hat, and moved back to his lakeside hometown to begin their life together. He really was good at telling it, right up until the moment he realized he was actually in love with his childhood best friend, Petra, which is how Daphne begins her new story, stranded in beautiful Waning Bay, Michigan, without friends or family, but with a dream job as a children's librarian that barely pays the bills, and proposing to be roommates with the only person who could possibly understand her predicament, Petra's ex, Miles Novak. Scruffy and chaotic, with a penchant for taking solace in the sounds of a heartbreak love ballads, Miles is exactly the opposite of practical, buttoned-up Daphne, whose co-workers know so little about her they have a running bet that she's under either FBI or in a witness protection program. The roommates mainly avoid one another until one day, while drowning their sorrows, they form a torrentious friendship and a plan. If said plan also involves posting deliberately misleading photos of their summer adventures together, well, who could blame them? But it's all just for show, of course, because there's no way Daphne would actually start her new chapter by falling in love with her ex-fiance's new fiance's ex, right? So this one was a really good book. And this one is 384 pages, so it's not as long as the other ones. It's a very short read, and this was my ninth book, my last book I read in November. I would suggest reading all of these. They were all so good. I gave every one of them 5 stars. They were just, I loved them all. I just read so much in November that it's hard for me to remember the characters' names in each and every single one of them. But I would definitely reread them again. And I probably will read them again next year because I like rereading my favorite book. The one book that I started in November that I haven't finished is Heartless Hunter, and this is my first Book of the Month Club book. And right now, I know with Book of the Month, you can get your first book when you sign up for only $5 with the code TENSEL. So if you want to go to Book of the Month, you can get the Book of the Month Club and get your first book for only $5. You can pick any book. It doesn't have to be this month's books. Like when I got this one in November, this one was from a different month. It wasn't a November pick. I just wanted this one because I've seen other people reading it, and I was like, I want this one, so that's the one I got. I think I ordered. I don't remember if they. I don't think they had a code in November that I remember of. I know October the code was pumpkin, but November I can't remember them having a code. If they did, I just didn't see it. But this month their code is tinsel to get a $5 book. Your book for $5, and all of their books come in hardback. This one I haven't read that much into yet. I'm on page 54, so I'm not that far into it. So far I know it's about Rune Winters, who is a witch, but nobody knows it except for two people that I know of. And then the captain of the Blood Guard, who is Gideon Sharp, and by night she is the Crimson Moth who helps other witches escape off the island that they live on. And by the day, she's just this silly, rich socialite girl who likes to pretend like she's dumb and doesn't know anything so that people don't suspect her of being the Crimson Moth. I'll read the little trope on the inside to you. This is an enemies to lovers doesn't get more high stakes than a witch and a witch hunter falling in love. On the night Rune's life changed forever, blood ran in the streets. Now, in the aftermath of a devastating revolution, witches have been diminished from powerful rulers to outcasts, ruthlessly hunted due to their waning magic, and Rune must hide what she is. Spending her days pretending to be nothing more than a vapid young socialite, Rune spends her nights as the Crimson Moth, a witch vigilante who rescues her kind from being purged. When a rescue goes wrong, she decides to throw the witch hunters off her scent and gain the intel she desperately needs by courting the handsome Gideon Sharp. He's a notorious and unforgiving witch hunter, loyal to the revolution, and too late, Rune realizes she might be falling for him. Gideon loathes the decadence and superficiality Rune represents. But when he learns the Crimson Moth has been using Rune's merchant ships to smuggle renegade witches out of the Republic, he inserts himself into her social circles by pretending to court her. He soon realizes that beneath her beauty and shallow facade is someone fiercely intelligent and tender who feels like his perfect match. Except what if she's the very villain he's been hunting? So this one also is very good so far. I just haven't read that far into it. I started it at the end of November and I've only got like 3 or 4 pages in, and I picked it back up like on the first, and now I'm only on like page 54 because I've been doing Christmas shopping, Christmas wrapping, and all that kind of stuff, and ordering stuff for Bookmas this month and stuff. So I'm getting a late start, later than everybody else. But tomorrow, if y'all come back, I will have. I know this is going on my December TBR, but I will have the rest of my December TBR up tomorrow. So make sure you come back for that. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when my next video comes up. I'm gonna try to do a video every day for the rest of this month, or as many as I possibly can. I know I missed the first 2 days, Luckily, I made the third. And I have been keeping a reading journal, so with most of the books that are in my journal, I started this journal in April of this year. So we might go through all the books that I've already read this year in upcoming videos. And we'll just do month by month in each video because I have all the physical books for all those. Because I just now got my Kindle in November. I did the video for it, unboxing it. And so far I've only read 6 books on the Kindle. I haven't read any more of them on there. All of them I have physically read. But make sure you like the video, comment down below, tell me what you're reading, what you read in November, if you like any of these books, and I hope you all have a good night. I am getting ready to lay down and I'm going to watch some Christmas movies and get cozy and read some of my book. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.